one on Skylight.
2 cigar. Nice.
Oh my god.
Under near that.
Shots 1 through 5,
Under the
clearly missed.
Get him, Greg.
Shots 6 through 9, missed due to recoil.
All right, I'll give you 2 seconds to figure out who this video was sponsored by. 1. Yeah, you already know. This video is proudly sponsored by Ridge Wallet. I have fully converted to the Ridge Wallet after about a year of using one. And this, the Grandpa Wallet, I literally just keep this around to demonstrate how dull looking it is and how much less efficient it is compared to the Ridge Wallet. If you've never used a Ridge Wallet before, it's literally just 2 pieces of hard material stuck together by a piece of cloth, and it holds your cards in between like this. And then, depending on which model you get, either a cash strap or a money clip on the back holds your cash. They're not just functional, but also fashionable, and they come in a variety of different metal finishes, as well as obviously this carbon fiber finish that I have here. And it fits easily in your front pocket, as you can see. It's an easy upgrade to your fashion and the way you keep your personal belongings together. Check out ridge.com/Gregor and use the promo code Gregor for 10% off of your order. Thanks again to Ridge Wallet for sponsoring this video. So dudes, welcome to another Operator How-To. We'll be taking a look at the beginning of the Neon Dawn anime arc with the introduction of Aruni. Aruni. No! Arnie. No! Anime Cyborg.
You're giving me Callie? Seriously?
Callie?
Who's Aruni?
Aruni is a 2-speed defending roam... Wait a minute.
God damn it!
Cybe is a 2-armored defending flex roam or anchor type character. Aruni's gadget is the This gadget is an indestructible metal rod that projects a big laser jail over a wall, hatch, window, or door frame. She gets 3 of these devices. These lasers deal a decent amount of damage to attackers who walk through them, but that's not all that they do. The laser grid can zap away any throwables and launchables, as well as drones. Grenades and things to the effect of Ash's Pro Pipe are only useful for burning this device out. Anything that passes through the lasers will deactivate the device for 30 seconds, and then it can be turned on again by shooting it, like this.
Hostile insertion. Prepare to engage.
The device will make a sparking sound effect while it is out of commission and be closed up, whereas it will look like this when it is capable of being reactivated. So how are your teammates supposed to deal with it? Well, if friendly defenders get within a certain radius of the device, it will deactivate, giving you safe passage. This has an added bonus if the gadget is deployed on a wall on the opposite side. These lasers will destroy any gadget that hits them, including thermite, Habana, or ace charges on a wall. So you can stand next to the wall and then zap the charge when you hear the deployment sound by hopping right off of it. You might remember this demonstration from an older video. This Aruni trick is significantly easier to do than a bandit arcade trick, considering there is no animation lock or time spent waiting for the gadget itself to activate. You should also be mindful of your placement of zzz, because teammates can also activate it and end up getting their gadgets burned out. It's also probably not a good idea to put Aruni gates on a hatch that Cade would want to trick. Aruni tricking a wall can be countered entirely by Thatcher. However, Thatcher's usage of EMPs do not give you the same amount of delay for the device as burning it conventionally would. Instead, it will stun the device for 15 seconds. And then, when that stun duration is up, the device will return to whatever state it was originally in. So if the lasers were up when it got stunned, then it doesn't need to be shot back on to turn the lasers on again. Much like how we all overreacted about Tachanka. Yes, I know, you did too. It's okay. I think many people may have overreacted about this aspect of Aruni's gadget, the indestructible nature of it. You heard me right. There is no way to get rid of this thing unless Aruni herself picks it up. That means that you need to use some kind of utility to deal with it. I found myself a bit confused at first when I discovered this. I tried to Zofia impact it from a window and realized that I was not getting a laser doohickey destroyed prompt on the right side of my screen. No, you're not aiming, Ron. It's a feature, not a bug. The fact that the gadget can be picked up means that Aruni can rotate it away from a spot where it's not as useful. If there's not a push coming a certain way, it's probably not a bad idea to move it, but this also more or less requires Aruni to play directly off of these gadgets because she's the only one that can move them.
I think they're gonna go for a master push here.
The wall's been reinforced.
Which can be a bit difficult if you choose to go for a roam with... Wait. I forgot. Oh, fuck it, I don't care. Welcome to the Rainbow Six Siege Operator Spotlight, featuring Aruni, the Cyborg.
I'll watch your back if you watch mine.
I play Aruni as a jungler. No, but seriously, I didn't think that Aruni was an anchor when I first started playing her. In fact, I think she might be the least anchor in the game currently, primarily because of this.
All the way on B stairs.
But I understand the merits of her playing on the site. I think Aruni is perfectly capable of playing an anchor or roaming playstyle. It just depends on what your team needs. If I had to pick a role, I'd say she's a flex. Speaking of flex, Oryx really thought he was flexing until this chick showed up. Aruni's robo-arm allows her to punch out rotates and soft walls an infinite amount of times. Not even Sledge can do that, he'll get too tired. And you have only so many shotgun shells. This allows Aruni to run a fully automatic primary, as well as a conventional sidearm, and helps her retain a little bit of fracking power without sacrificing too much in terms of guns. It's pretty nice. She gets to be a utility operator without any of the downsides. You can pop hatches with her robot arm and naturally play Rock'em Sock'em robots with the attackers. I call it meeting the Robinsons.
One more.
It's an uncomplicated but powerful part of Aruni's kit.
I'm just gonna hold bottom blue.
You can use Dokebi's Mark 14 EBR, which only comes with a 1.5 times scope and no muzzle brake. So I think most people are going to use the Roni. If Aruni with the Roni is like a boogie with the hoodie, then Aruni with the Mark 14 is more like a boogie with a sweater vest. I definitely like the Mark 14, but I feel like the Roni is a little bit easier to use in a game where high rate of fire and low recoil are kings. But that's all the Roni has. You better hit the head or you're gonna regret it very quickly. This thing's body damage is pretty bad.
Going on back to our series. Lion back to our series.
IQ, 2 cigar.
On piano.
And you might find yourself leaning on your sidearm a little bit more than you might be with other operators because of that small magazine size. Fortunately, the Brazilian Beretta is pretty easy to use.
Dude, guys, I need help.
There's no one over there to help you, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
In lobby, Havana's going to open up gold hatch.
Yeah, gold hatch, Havana. Zilch server.
Deep server.
Where'd that Ash?
I experimented with a variety of barrel and grip attachments on the Roni, and I eventually settled on the one advantage that you cannot get just by sheer skill alone, and that's a faster ADS time. The recoil is low enough to not need a compensator or a flash hider, and you don't really lose anything from putting it on. So, go ahead. As far as utilizing the gadget is concerned, there are a lot of ways you can go about it. The most obviously useful spots are either on the site itself, or at the very least, close to the site. Depending on just how many walls or hatches there are on the site, you can get creative with the placements. I like the fact that there aren't 100% set in stone placements for these devices, but I understand that a lot of people feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices that they have. I would generally tell you guys to put them on main walls that are probably going to get breached by the attackers, as well as any nearby doorways or hatch drops, before you get too creative. But if you get an idea, experiment with it and see what happens. Aruni's gadgets have a lot of usefulness. They deny projectiles, they have crowd control ability, they provide a sound cue when they're deactivated, so they provide intel. They just have a good deal of presence when the attackers don't have the necessary utility to deal with them. If you are anchoring close to the site, then I believe it is most effective to rotate them to a part of the site that is most likely going to be pushed by the attackers. So make sure you check your cams at the beginning of the round to see which ones got shot out and which ones stayed up. I don't think this will be the last time I talk about Aruni on my channel. I think I'm gonna play her quite a bit. Lastly, for any solo queue grinders out there, she is a very good solo queue operator. You have utility, projectile denial, and decent guns. Aruni obviously synergizes well with Castle. but thanks to the recent Jaeger and Wamai nerfs, I wouldn't really call her overpowered. The delay whenever her gadget is activated is 30 seconds. That's a lot of time in Siege. Do your homework on site setups, and Aruni will be one of your most effective defenders in your lineup.
Can't hate Monty, dude.
No way.
Asian women stay undefeated. Unlike some things. Hey, if Alex Smith can play professional football after quite literally getting a third of his leg cut out, I think we can give Aruni a pass. No, like seriously, give her a pass. We need a third option at wide receiver. Anyway, Twitch, Gregor16mm. That's my Twitter and my Instagram as well. Check out the links in the description. Deuces.